E-gaming bets, online betting for every esports fan. Dota 2 and Hearthstone, CSGO and Overwatch, StarCraft 2, the choice is yours. Express bets for multiple matches or live bets on the game you are watching right now. Know your way around Dota 2? Make a prediction for picks and bans. Playing CSGO? Guess the number of rounds in a certain match. Daily quests for all participants and all the best choice of payment systems. More than 600,000 users have already made their bets on the spectacular matches since 2011. EGB.com. You know for sure who's gonna win.
Welcome back, guys. We are here again with the Starladder iLeague StarSeries Season 3. We've got a long warm-up. I'm still joined by Hugo, and I'm not going to waste any of your time. I'm not gonna muck around. We do have players joining the server relatively soon, but I'm just going to bring up a cheeky little veto onto the screen. I hope.
Overlay King Tom.
Gonna come up. There we go. There we go. So obviously we have seen the ban of Train, popular map for Tricked. No surprises there as the cash ban came in, and well, after some of the interesting plays that we saw yesterday, Inferno has gone from the map. I am quite intrigued by the ban of Mirage, though. What do you think of that? DarkPassage map that they used to play pretty confidently. I saw them play it quite a few times in the qualification for WSG. Looked pretty confident on it, but instead decided to ban it.
Well, again, it's more of a pick of Nuke than a ban of Mirage, if anything, right? If they are more confident on Nuke, if they would rather play Tricked on Nuke, they knew they were sloppy yesterday in terms of, you know, kind of missing out on the overtime, and they know that their T side is very weak, as they obviously saw yesterday. That may be the reasoning behind picking that, going for that Nuke pick, obviously, because it does make a lot more sense when you think about it, right? Because Tricked, you know, they got 3 rounds T side against, you know, a fairly bit of, well, you said it yourself, a bit of a shambles Pride. You were talking about the game yesterday, and they had their issues on the CT side, a lot of over aggression, a lot of silly mistakes, but still they managed to get 12 rounds and bring it to overtime, in which they won in the triple OT. So yeah, it does make sense to DarkPassage to actually switch over to that new pick instead of Mirage if they do want to upset against Trick, which is a good potential. But yeah, I don't know. At the end of the day, we got to come down to see how the first 2 maps go. There is relative chance that DarkPassage can close this out in 2-0, but obviously, as Trick usually do, they let Train slide in through the map pool, as always, because no one ever bans it against them. And that should be a good map for them as well. So it could go either way.
They're not playing Train.
They're not playing Train? I'm dumb. Cobble, sorry. Okay, I completely take back everything. I take back everything. XTB minus Train. Oh, that's embarrassing.
Yeah, Train map that, yeah, Tricked are very good at. They played quite well yesterday, so it looks like XDP have gone for the more almost veto against their opponent. I think Cobble, very good pick for them. They've got statistically very, very good on this map. Obviously, a lot of that is online performances. And, well, against Epsilon weren't very convincing at all. The only problem is, obviously, Epsilon, I think they are leaps and bounds above in terms of a lot of the teams, not only in this group. They have looked very, very strong. And obviously, that was after losing the first map as well. Nuke's the one that actually intrigues me the most. I think if it goes... Like, I'm more in the opposite. I think that there's a great opportunity for Trick to actually take this 2-0. I just think if it goes to Nuke, I think it may be done, because I wasn't... Although they did play well originally yesterday, their T side looked incredibly weak, and one thing that was actually pretty good out of this XDP side is their Nuke. They managed to take Virtus Pro to OT during WSG. They won it the other day. That was the only map they managed to take off of Pride. I just think that it should be a pretty good performance from them. Either way, I think that's enough of that little tab. I could also look a little bit more towards the bets. Now, this is obviously something provided to us by the guys at EGB. And, well, I don't know what you think of this. Oh, is it not hidden the other one? Why is it not hidden the other one? Why have you done this to me? Hide. Hide that too. There we go. We're sorting this out as we go along. I know what I'm doing. Don't worry. Now I can bring back up the bets. And, yeah, I think this may be slightly to do with the idea of the loss of Calyx. I do think that's a massive loss to the team itself. But, yeah, the bets are favoring the guys from Tricked. And
we had that yesterday, didn't we?
As well.
we had that yesterday with Pride Tricked, right? And we were thinking maybe it's just due to the fanboys, right? The actual team Pride, the actual match Pride versus Tricked wasn't a one-sided affair at all. It did come down to 3 maps. It was, very close on a couple of maps as well. So you've got to look at the fact that this matchup is as fair as Pride Tricked, and I still feel like once again we might just see Tricked missing out on this one. That being said, again, you said it yourself, Calix missing from the roster could really impact things, and we're yet to know how they're going to perform without him. Obviously, only the aim, but also the brain behind the man. And hopefully we'll be getting into the game very shortly. All the players are on the server currently. And it'll be interesting to see, of course, how Sturban performs, because he's got a bit of pressure on him as well. You've got to look at, he's filling the roles of a very talented player. So that's going to be quite interesting to see how he fits into the mix. Regardless, though, not too long, then we will be seeing Overpass as that first map.
Yeah, I think the other thing to mention with that, though, is it depends how you look at it. Like, there is I would say a 0.1% chance of them getting out of this group. The things that need to happen for them to get out of this group are somewhat ludicrous. So we spoke about it briefly earlier, but basically Epsilon have to lose both of their last 2 games. They've already beaten ex-DP, so they would have to lose to Pride and Tricked. Tricked would have to lose this match, and then they would they'd have to beat Epsilon, and obviously ex-DP would have to win here, and then we'd have 3 teams all on 3 points. Pride would have to win all of their games, so they'd have to beat Epsilon, and then if the round difference is alright, then ex-DP can get through. So the way I look at this, I'm not sure there is that much pressure. Obviously joining this roster just out of the blue, just like, can you come play for us today? I would say for him, this is an opportunity, because obviously I don't know who else they can really get unless somebody does get removed from the Space Soldiers lineup. And also, in terms of pressure, like, there must be something in the back of the minds of ex-DP, like, okay, we've lost the first 2 best of 3s. The chance of us getting through are very, very slim. Let's go into this one. We've just lost a player. If we win, brilliant. If not, well, not really that much lost, right?
Yeah, and I guess that does make sense. It's a chance for him to show off. But also talking about that as well, saying, who's going to fill the shoes if it's not someone from Space Soldiers? Let's just assume, right? Tom, name the 3rd best Turkish team. You can't. Who is the 3rd best Turkish team? Exactly. So it's going to be hard to find a player to fill the shoes unless we see someone come down.
It's like asking me to name the best
Soldiers.
UK team. It's
a relevant conversation.
Yeah, it's not really something I need to name too much. Hopefully we will see someone come out like a diamond in the rough. It's happened many times before. I think the best scene to look out is actually the Danish scene when it comes to just finding players out of nowhere. Picking up players along the way. I think Valde is a prime example, got a little bit of an opportunity in Heroic, has now become the star of that team. Obviously, the missing man today, Yugi as well, sort of just really showing up in this roster and has actually been picked up by said Heroic. I think, obviously, Magis making the move into that sort of... well, I suppose at the time they were Team X, and then he just absolutely shone and has gone on to do great things with the guys from North. So definitely great opportunity for this man Sturban. Obviously, we really don't know anything. Even Google didn't have too much to say about this one. But I'm hoping we will be ready soon. I think one's in the toilet. That seems to be the excuse every single time. Either that or it's a TeamSpeak problem, which normally means exactly the same thing. Somebody's in the toilet and they're just blaming TeamSpeak, because I personally have not had a problem.
I've never had a problem with TeamSpeak, no. Yeah, the tech pauses online. That's something else for a whole nother conversation.
Oh, someone just delivered my pizza. Oh yeah, TeamSpeak problem. TeamSpeak problem.
Yeah, that's for a whole nother day. That conversation.
My mic. That's like, I've never done anything like that. It's like, oh, I accidentally left my mic muted for that round. Yeah, I'm just giving away my hidden secret of when I get food delivered because I'm fat. But either way, just going to be waiting a little bit longer. I am actually looking forward to this one, just to see who will actually come out on top. I think Asilian yesterday, a little bit quiet and Nuke started to come back towards the end. Does look very good in this team. We don't actually... Oh, look at 100. 100's asking the juicy questions. Oh!
Leaks! I called it. Was that on stream?
Exclusive information, guys.
Tom, was that on stream?
Yes.
Oh, leaked! Well, nothing we can do now, boys. I did call it though.
Call me DK. You get your exclusive leaks here, guys. I'm just gonna pretend that never happened, and we're going into the knife round. Oh my god! Why would he type that? Why would he do that? Oh god! Might just be a meme, guys. Don't worry. He might be lying.
Oh dear.
What a way to start. Obviously, Starladder with all of your exclusive information. And, Yeah, okay. Knife round. Back in the room. None of you saw that. And, please do not copy or paste any of that onto Reddit, because... Shh. We are going to have S-Tag running. I would hope that he would just die so we can actually get into the pistol round. There we go. XDP are going to have that shot at the CT side, I imagine. You never know. Do you know what would be great if he lied?
Oh, that would be great. Yes.
The mind games.
The mind games. And Xantares is joining an NA team. It's just it's all a leak. All
Oh, yeah, no, he's joining
I did call
Fish
it though.
1, 2,
I did
3.
say, like, if someone was going to leave, if someone going to get removed, it would be Engine, right? So I'm taking that call myself.
You better not have clipped that. I will get you.
It's already on Reddit. I just
see
checked. I just had a look to see if it'd be on there. Of course it is. Anyway, we're going into the pistol round. DarkPassage on that CT side, as you said. And obviously this is going to be Trick's map pick, so a bit of a disadvantage for Trick. But maybe they have a T-side strategy here for the pistol, which could surprise us. Going to be handed as per usual.
Oh.
Going to be the nade buyer for the team. Rest of them.
What is with this XDP team and knifing their own teamates? They're going to drive me insane. They did this so much in Nuke. I wanted to punch a hole in my monitor. And Mini is now down
revenge on Mini.
39 HP. I guess they just like to handicap themselves. I don't really know what is going on. Either way, we are going to have a rotation up through connector. They have already cleared the angles. Now we're going to look at Woxic. He's going to have many, many men running towards him in this early round scenario.
Yeah, he has to play a close angle here. He's going to be forced to, can't go out in the open. Instead, the rest of the players going to push their way up long. Sasuke gets himself two. Woxic over towards toilets, another one for him. And Sasuke's already on the 3K. He's just destroying them. Eventually, the trade comes out for Maeve, gets control of the bomb again, but he's just being pincered in, surrounded. And Woxic, he cleans up the pieces. DarkPassage, very dominant pistol round there. They only drop one man. And Sasuke himself, he got a 3K. So great stuff. Trick now likely going to force it out of that bomb plant. The DP going in for the buy.
Right, I wanna see if I'm actually right here. Now, I have heard many pronunciations. I think it's Sasuke.
But I think you're right.
Sasuke, or something like that. I want to see if anybody can clarify in the chat. I know we've got some Turkish viewers. Is it Sasuke? Am I saying that correctly? Because I don't want to get this wrong for the whole game again and have you guys swearing at me, or being mean, or making me sad. Okay? Either way, we are going to have the pistol back in play once again. Woxic with a lovely spray down, getting the first 2 kills, making himself $1,200 into his bank account. And now we look at Barup. He's got himself that Deeg. That's quite a bit of damage, but he will not get the kill.
Yeah, potential for Woxic to go down here, and he will. That's at least an SMG drop, but not a great weapon for Trick to pick up. The Deagle is pretty much just as useful anyway. M4's going to be lined up. Mini drops a 1-weapon player, and a Cillian, he's going to fall last. So DP, clean round there, only losing 1 player once again. That's going to keep their economy on a high. It's Sasuke? Okay. Yeah. Okay, we'll go with Sasuke. Sasuke it is.
You're a bad person.
Thank you, I do my best.
It's only going to be Glocks. Maeve is already saving up for that AWP. It definitely had a good second half of Nuke yesterday. CT side was where he really stepped up. The way we are just seeing again, a lot of control, very aggressive push this time onto short, just trying to get those Glocks working. Mini will be able to trade a couple back, just making that dollar bills. If he can get, well, I was about to say, if he gets taken down, never mind, he's going to kill everyone. Okay, Mini. Welcome to the map.
Trick though, now on their proper buy, we're going to be seeing maybe even saving for the AWP, but not quite having enough in this one due to the lack of bomb plants. He could have gone for a glass cannon, and wait, he could have even afforded it with body armor, just with no nades. But no, he's not going to go for it. Okay, obviously got something based around the rifles then for the time being. Either way, you know, just going to be seeing once again a bit of a B hole from Asili, and rest of them going to be heading their way down towards the connect area, control as well towards the playground. And DarkPassage, a bit of aggression early on. It's going to be Sasuke to push up very, very far, all the way to the edge of long, supported by the AWP on Woxic. This could be a great bait play. They may be focusing on Woxic straight as they walk out there, and Sasuke, he could drop some serious damage early on, but he's not going to be pushing any further forward. Hunden, in the meantime, takes control of toilets, and he's shooting. That's going to give away his position. So Sasuke, he's going to start to react. You can already see him probing the playground area, just trying to clear out these positions. But in the meantime, the majority of Tricked, they are heading in towards B.
Actually, 3 players on the site, quite a heavy control of this B side at the moment. No SMG saved into this round. They've completely upgraded. Now it's going to be this push onto the side. Nice entry to start. Mini, however, there to trade 2 back. It will just be a couple, though. Mako actually doing the damage, mainly with the Molotov, as he gets the kill and gets the second onto Hunden as well. Bomb this time will be able to go down, but it's Barup in a 1 versus 2. The flank already on its way from Sasuke, and the AWP up in heaven just waiting for the smoke to fade.
Yeah, no utility left for Barup. He's got to hit some clean shots. Lots of damage there onto Woxic. Again, he's got to worry about this one player sneaking in from behind. He's going to expose himself, and Sasuke, he gets the kill as well. So DarkPassage, 4-0. They lose a lot of players there, but they are going to at least get the bomb down. So Tricked, obviously, going to have a buy coming up into the next round regardless, combined with that loss bonus, and AWP is always on the cards as well, but that would be glass cannon. Maeve has the money for it, so there's always potential. But at the end of the day, the utility may be severely limited on both S-Tag, Asilian, and Hunden, so this could be dangerous. But no, they're going to go for SMGs. That's safer, obviously. Just UMPs and a Galil and S-Tag. No AWP in play, but safer, obviously, considering he wouldn't have enough for the armor. Woxic's going to continue with his AWP, and he's going to be heading up for what looks like a bit of a fast A pick as he starts to push up towards the toilets.
Yeah, not going for that aggro bench play, which I quite enjoy. Instead, playing a little bit more passively. There will be a couple of UMPs in play for the T side, just so they can get themselves some utility to boot. And, well, they're just going to play this one nice and slow. Not really seeing too much aggression from the CT side over towards that connector. So it is something that the Ts have been able to take for free for most of these rounds. And I'm actually quite liking the passive play at the moment from XDP. The only problem is it does allow for quite a lot of setup plays to come in. And maybe later we will actually see a little bit of aggression. This is a team that is very much based around confidence. When they get their confidence going, they go very, very aggressive. And I'm looking forward to seeing a little bit of that later. Now, Sasuke, he's going to need some support here. He's playing in that sort of one-and-done position. This is where the AWPer back in the form of Woxic will be most deadly, and he's not even going to get one. He's just going to be down and out very, very quickly. Woxic will be able to trade one back as the smokes are set up onto the A site, but it is going to be this 4 versus 4, but the weaponry heavily favoring the CT side, and that's a nice little peek. However, he's going to get traded out, and the man advantage swings for the Ts.
Yeah, one more player left on the site. It's going to be Mini. Does get himself a quick couple of kills, but the refrag comes on for S-Tag. 7 HP in a dream. He's going to commit to the bomb plant. It's Sturban. The stand in here for DarkPassage. He's going to have to show off. This is the nade. Very close, though, but at least he knows the position of S-Tag. Has a Molotov to work with as well, so he's in no rush to really push back in. Wait for that bomb plant. Wait for S-Tag to make some noise. And he's going to fake his back off to B, but Sturban, he's not biting. He's going to be going for a bit of aggression. Yes. Now he expects it. Oh, no, this is terrible. S-Tag, he's going to have a free bomb site. The plant should go down. Sturban, he should know the rotation timings. There simply wasn't enough time to commit towards the B site, and now he's going to plant. Sturban realizes his mistake. Very clever mind games from S-Tag. He's going to back off towards long, looking to complete with this 4K. But Sturban, I mean, he's only got to land one bullet. Realistically, this shouldn't be too difficult.
Yeah, S-Tag really is just playing these games, though. He's gone running all the way around to try and reposition himself, waiting for any sort of tap onto that bomb. Sturban absolutely clueless, going to try and throw down the Molotov, go for the tap onto the bomb. Is S-Tag going to peek? Yes, he is, but he's going to wait a little bit longer, but Sturban still hits the shot, very low at HP. S-Tag overcommits a little bit too much there. Does manage to get the bomb down. I think that's quite valuable considering his team's financial position, but other than that, it's still a 5th round on the board for XDP.
That would have been their round, though. S-Tag just fully peeked out. He checks the bomb. No one's defusing, so he should just back off instantly and not give away his position. Allow Sturban to just waste more time. But no, S-Tag fully committed to the fight and just got turned on. So, bit of an unfortunate peek there. I'm not too sure why you go for such a full commitment on such low HP. But either way, Bomb down, Tricked again, back on their buy for another one, and Borup going to be the only man relegated to a UMP. Very fast play though up towards the courtyard, and Woxic, he's going to spot them with the AWP, but won't be able to connect any early shots. Counter flashes going to deny him for getting any aggression. In the meantime, talking about aggression, Sturban, he's probing down the water area. He knows that there's likely going to be a stack over towards the courtyard, so he can afford to get aggressive, maybe catch them out through connector if they do send any players there, but Sask, he's the man to step up for the first one, takes down Hunden over towards the toilets, and he backs off to save the position, and keeping that man advantage for DarkPassage.
Yeah, they are going to be able to fade away. It looked like they actually reacted quite cleverly on the Trick side. They spotted the AWP over towards short and went, okay, there's no way there's going to be another one on long. Let's just go aggressive in that angle. The only problem is they got caught out by their own flash, and now Woxic has repositioned, catches out the boosting player, and at the moment they're just peeking individually. One by one they fall. And this is now into a 5 versus, well, 1, as now only Maeve stands in the way of a 6th rounds for XDP.
Very unrealistic prospect for him, and Maiko, he's just going to shut him down without another death here for the DP side. It's 6-0, and Tricked, this is the issue. You can build up this great economy in terms of having your loss bonuses to max, but you're only getting 3,400. If you don't get those bomb plants every single round you lose, you can't afford to buy. And so now look, they've got 3,400 on the majority of these players, a little bit more for those who have had some saved money from kills, and now they're going to have to Quasi, and they've not even been having luck with the buy rounds. What can we really expect from a Quasi? A fast B? Yes, very likely, and that could yield them a bomb plant, but that's probably at best. Not expecting a round win out of this. Either way, Tricked are going to be setting up towards the water area. Sask spots them both. Sees two players probing their way down there, and again we've got this boost that we saw on the pistol round from Mini. He's going to be up trying to play this angle, spotting out any players that are going to be pushing in, but Hunden may be having the first drop.
Manages to get the kill over towards Connector. That's the first time we've actually seen anybody from the CT side challenge that area. However, look at the amount of players here. They're just playing passive. They know that there's only pistols on the other side. Maeve is going to be the one going aggressive, but the bomb will be planted. Or just about. They do catch 2 players, however, through the smoke. And very, very low, and another couple of the utility being expended. Playing well as a team. Although Maeve, whoa, he's going for a little bit of a heroic play. Manages a couple of kills. For up, if he can connect one shot, maybe get the second as well. Not quite, leaving it on Woxic. He's only got 24 HP. Asilian's managed to get a rifle as well. Gonna go onto the bomb, but Asilian peeks out, gets his first kill on the board, and they get their first round as well.
That's a clever peek from Asilian. Really, really good, but obviously hearing the smoke go down, knowing that the player he's up against isn't going to have their rifle back in their hands fully, and so he can just go for the fight as soon as possible. It's a great play from Asilian. Round finally going to go the way of Tricked. I did not expect it to go that way. Some heroic plays, as you said, Tom. Hey. From some of the players on Tricked, as Maeve, especially with that 2k. But now DarkPassage, CT economy going to be fairly limited in terms of utility. They obviously have the AWP back on Woxic. It's still a decent buy, but Tricked are now finally going to be favoured into this one. They just can't afford to get reset, and Maeve, he doesn't want that at all. Gets the first kill onto Woxic. Aggression from Asilian. He finds himself one. Mini attempts to trade, but Asilian says no. 2 quick kills, and a DarkPassage, they are falling apart.
Yeah, definitely not the best start to this round. They do try and go a little bit more aggressive this time, and it has not paid off at all. Shut down by the T side, and the thing is, they got a couple of weapons for free. The AWP, first time it's actually managed into the hands of Maeve, and he gets the opening pick. And now, well, the remaining 2 players, you have to wonder how much they can actually achieve. They could gamble on a site, and if not, maybe save their weapons going into the next round, but with only 1,900 going in, yeah, maybe Sasuke will be able to drop 1, but other than that, they're not going to have too much going into the next round, and it'll probably be advised that they would save.
Yeah, and I mean, without anyone defending in the A site, Tricked are going to have another free one on their board. Hopefully, we don't see any contesting, but again, you don't know how heavily Tricked are going to chase. Obviously, they've not built up their economy, but at the end of the day, this one Lurk player of Cillian, he could come into contact with some of these players around and outside the site. The issue is, the Lurk player is the player that has 28 HP, which I really don't agree with.
Cillian is going to be waiting. Does have other players pushing with him. In most scenarios, when you have 5 players alive, you may see some sort of hunt coming in from the T side, but they don't have a huge amount of money themselves. Keeping a clean round over on this T side will be absolutely wonderful.
Ooh.
Just get a little bit lucky there. She gets tagged down, I assume, by the AWP of Maeve, and, well, now they're just going to fall back, save their weapons. They were looking for an exit frag. Obviously, any damage is helpful for them resetting this T side in future rounds, but all 5 players will survive. for the T's. Yet they get their second round on the board, and now we have to wait and see what DarkPassage will actually do in terms of investment. Maybe just a pistol or two. I don't expect to see a buy coming in here. I think that'd be a little bit overzealous.
Yeah, just a couple of pistols going to be dropped. Not even really too much here. Deagle, 5-7. Woxic not even investing. He wants that AWP as soon as possible, so he doesn't want to waste any cash here on the CT side. But Sasuke buying up a kit as well, or a flashbang there, sorry. So we do see a bit of aggression again from the CT side. They're going to be pushing up close with these two pistols. Woxic and Maiko looking for an early pick. And that's going to be good with the pistols. A good assessment. Nice boost, though. S-Tag, he's going to have a great angle over the top of the playground. Going to be able to spot into party, not seeing these players close. And this could be dangerous. Woxic, although he goes for the peak, he will get dropped by the AWP. Hunden as well, following up. Nothing found from DarkPassage bit information here. And that's not enough to win a round. Sturman and Sask, or at least Sturman, going to start to rotate. But at the end of the day, it's like, do you even want to face in a 3v5? Do you just want to hold on to these rifles again, try and keep your economy at a high? Or, is it worth it to try and defend it? As what is essentially a 2 versus 5 here, unless Mini goes pretty huge with a 5-7, which, yes, is doable. But he is going to be alone over towards B with Trick, starting to look like they want to set up towards that exact site.
Yeah, the other thing to mention is as well, if the 2 rifles can be saved, an AWP will be able to be dropped over from the hands of Sasuke. So it does seem like a position where, yeah, maybe you could challenge a little bit, but I don't really see the value in it unless somebody can go absolutely huge. The likelihood is you're just going to be throwing away some extra weaponry that you could keep into the next round. Either way, it is looking like Sturban is going to make his way over. Sasuke is very far behind. Mini is already lost. I really don't see the value of going for this sort of push, and, well, Sturban is already down and out. Sasuke, I think, will just fade away.
All over for DarkPassage, but still tricked. Good T side so far. They've at least shown they're not going to get completely sweeped over, as first few rounds definitely weren't looking too bright for them. Either way, Sasuke, I really don't see the point of this. He should just be full on saving, but at least no one's spotting him out just yet. He should be able to get one quick pick and just run away with that, and that is exactly what he's going to do. Or post up on his angle, but he's already fled the scene, holding onto that rifle, taking one off a Trick to make sense. But it's just, risk-reward play, whereas you got to look at it like, is the reward really worth the risk? Probably not. Either way, they can buy it regardless at the end of the day. So they're going to have the AWP back on Woxic, I hope, especially with Sasuke not needing to rebuy that M4, as he will be saving it. The bomb not going to fully reach him by this position. And obviously another round for Trick. So 3 on the board now. Woxic going to be back on the AWP. And another chance for DarkPassage to at least get back into this one. Or if they don't, it's likely going to be an eco coming up soon with Trick starting to stampede onto their economy.
Definitely going to be important to get around relatively soon. As you said, they've been very, very clean in the last few rounds. 4 and 5 players surviving. Obviously, the previous, they only managed to survive with 1, but that was also only pistols, so they made a lot of money there as well. Either way, no early pick coming in for the CT side. Woxic unable to connect. It has been Mini. Sasuke starting very, very strongly. A little bit quiet from Mako, and, well, can't really say too much about Sturban. He is the stand-in, just brought in for this match. We don't know how that will, well, sort of replicate in their future games. But look at this, sneaking all the way through toilets. Hunden is going to be leading the charge. Sasuke, there's no way he could have known that they would have got this far forward. Long is still under the control of the CT side with Woxic waiting, but I think they know this. They're just going to smoke him off, go straight for that bomb plant, and this leaves a retake situation already for ex-DP.
Yeah, bomb going down, as you said. Now Woxic, he's looking for a bit of an angle over on the flank. He is one player that they've got to watch out for. They're not going to be expecting anyone up towards Long, but still, so much utility left for the side of Tricked and really nothing for DarkPassage. It's questionable to even commit to this, but they're going to run in through the smoke. Woxic picks up one in bank. It's going to be a refrag from Basilian as he takes down one of the players pushing out of the stairwell. Still, another frag going the way of Mini, and it's just back and forth, left and right kills here. Woxic posted up with the AWP, and Sturban, the stand-in, trying to make something happen. His teammate falls to his side. The flash comes in, but he doesn't even look away. He's surely going to have to run for the hills here. The round going to be going to Trick. He can't even grab that AWP off his teammate's body. He attempts it, but he's got 2 players posted up on his angle. He runs, but still, look, there's a good chance they could chase him down here. They are still over towards the long hallways. And Sturban holding the angle, yes, but he should just probably be running right back in this position. How does he not hear them from this position?
How does he get away with that?
Yeah.
We are going to see a pause called in for DarkPassage. Again, they're in a position where they could go for a buy, but it's such a risky one. They'll have the AWP. The fact is, they're going to be able to buy in the next round anyway. With the max loss bonus, they'll have the AWP again. I think Woxic could even go for a little bit of Kevlar. I do not see the value of just going for a risky force buy in this scenario. Yeah, maybe it pays off every sort of 1 in 5, but it's just not worth it. At the same time, you're not going to do too much damage to the Tricked economy. Cillian even going to go for a Mac 10 just to try and farm up even more cash. He's not happy with the 10,000 he's already got in the bank. He wants to be looking towards that 16k marker.
Exactly. But Tactical Pause is going to give at least Tricked a little bit of time to work out if they want to do anything special here as well. I don't imagine we're going to be seeing too much different. The Cillian, obviously, on the Mac 10 is going to be the money farm, and then the rest of them just, play their default, play their safe game. No reason to overextend and get taken out by any of these pistols on the DP side. And I like the investment. It's positive, at least, for DarkPassage. Tricked now the ones taking a minute to unpause here. DarkPassage are already ready to go back into the game. And obviously, it's one of those formidable TeamSpeak errors.
Yeah, of course. Probably.
Or someone's in the toilet.
Yeah, that's. I feel like that's more likely.
10 rounds in.
It's like they didn't go beforehand. They're being told off by their parents at the moment. But either way, it is, as you said, just a little bit of investment. They're not just going to have loads of excess cash going into the next round and just waste it. They're going to try their best to do some damage here. It maybe even pull out a round. Woxic at the moment doesn't even look like he's going for any sort of Kevlar. Of course, he gets 3,400 going into the next. Obviously, if he gets any kills along the way, he'll get a little bit of a bonus. But we are going to go back into this one. Now, this is where Cillian's Mac 10 becomes a little more interesting. Now, obviously, there's only one player with head armor, 2 players with Kevlar, and then the AWP, which could just be absolutely shredded if he gets anywhere near it. I want to see how he actually plays this round, however. Obviously, he could just go sheer aggro over towards this B site, probably catch out a couple of players. But it is actually going to be this AWP of Woxic. Now, he's actually setting up for the peak. Oh, misses the shot, not quite able to capitalize. Looked like he was set up perfectly. Maeve, however, will not capitalize either. But, as said, we do see some aggression coming out from Cillian, but he will be quickly traded, but no real game for Sasuke. He's got himself a lovely little Mac 10.
Yeah, and a 1-for-1 going to be decent for DarkPassage, but Sasuke can't afford to go down here. He's got a lot of pressure on his shoulders, a bit of support, obviously, from Woxic, but he's holding the close angle, and he does get himself one. Now he can afford to go down, but why would he? He's going to go in for a little bit more. Woxic getting focused with the AWP. He's very, very low as well, but he's still going to hit the shot regardless. It's another man advantage now extended for DarkPassage with a flash going over Maeve. He's preoccupied, and that's going to allow Sasuke to spot him out again. Not connecting the bullets, but Maiko, he's rotating back into support, and that will be all DarkPassage need. Perfect round from them. Somehow they only lose one player, and they reap the benefits of that economy, obviously saving a lot of money going into that round, about 3k, and still having rifles saved on top of that. It's going to mean their economy is looking brilliant, whereas Tricked, they've got to be, head in their hands, wondering what the hell just happened.
Yeah, it's definitely not a round that they're going to want to remember. They do, of course, have the money to buy back up, so it's not the worst case scenario. They already have themselves 4 rounds on the board, but this is going to be a huge boost as well. A lot of money saved up by the ex-DP side. Nice little boost coming in again from Hunden, just to look over to see if there's any boosting player in the form of Woxic going for that AWP push. However, this time playing over towards long, a much more passive position, waiting to see if there's any sort of pick. I'm going to go for a little bit of a flashbang, but also we're going to see a boost coming in on the B side. Now, this is a very passive way of holding it, and it's not a bad boost. The only thing is, it is quite a predictable one. I think a lot of teams will know that this is a boost that can definitely come in. Sasuke currently isolated by the smoke. Hunden clearly aware that it's likely there's somebody around that very area, and the flash will give him away a little bit.
Yeah, still slow progression for Trick. They are taking their time on this one. Hunden's going to start to probe outside of the toilet area over towards connector, but still it's all a bit of a fake because Trick, they look very committed to this B site. And again, with only really one defender, Mini, the man on the boost spot, again, he's got a lot on his shoulders to do. The Molotov's going to come raining in. They should be aware of this position. He's used it a couple of times already. Nade goes out. Aggression here already. Woxic's dropped in from the heavens. I'm not sure if I like that there. Mini not going to be able to connect as well as he just misses that jump. And now Trick with the bomb down. And not only that, but the man advantage still. Nade's going to be raining on in to keep DarkPassage out of the site. And they've got to either get a pick hurry up or doing it, or they've got to go for the save. They need to be fast on this one. Losing another player, though, is going to make things so much more difficult. Mike goes out. Mini, he needs to get one. Going to check the wrong angle, and Borup, he's going to take him down. Maeve follows up as well, and Sasuke, he's got to save.
Eddie's being hunted as well. They know that they've got the money to do this. Borup's going to take his head clean off. Nice little round coming out from Tricked, and that setup does not work at all for the side of XDP. And it is one that basically you're so reliant on one player, and if they all come running in at once, the chance of him hitting all of those shots is nigh on impossible. Now, this buy, well, this buy. We've got a few pistols, we've got a double AWP setup, no armor for Woxic, we've got Mako on it, the only one with somewhat of a sensible buy. This is a very ballsy strategy. Obviously, going into the next round, they weren't going to have anything much better. An extra $1,900 probably wouldn't have made much more of a difference, so they're just going to risk it now and try and take it. But this is a great opportunity for Trick to actually get themselves further, well, either back in the game or just in front on the T side.
Yeah, I feel like the first time the first time we saw this boost used was Penta in the DreamHack London qualifiers back in 2014. That was ages ago, and it really doesn't have that much success. It hasn't had a lot of usage from its original.
Who was it who did that like new Fnatic boost on where you can see over the map?
Back into B, it was some Czech team, right? At a local Czech clan. With a 5-man boost.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a bunch of Czech teams at a LAN. That was quite funny.
Well,
I don't think we're ever going to see that. We're never going to shut up. We're never going to see that in a big event, I don't think, because it just requires so many players to do. And at the top level, you don't want to throw away rounds by doing stuff like that. Maybe on an eco with a scout, but even so, a bit of an interesting one. Either way, there's been a couple of picks. Tricked are going to be receiving the majority of the pain here, down to 3 people. Sasuke still posted up on long. Maeve does have the AWP angled on that position, so Sasuke can't afford to peek. But even so, if he does, Tricked are still running out of time. They got 20 seconds to get onto a site, and even with that, with a pick, it may still be very difficult. In the meantime, though, Cillian, he opens things up on B, and that's a great fake. That's forcing the rotation for Sask. He comes back down into the B site. Cillian doubles up before he goes down, but the main push is coming in on A. Maeve and S-Tag now trying to get this bomb down. They will succeed. The retake's on.
Still brought it back to a 2 versus 2, and considering the buy, this isn't too bad a scenario. The only problem is Mini doesn't actually have a rifle to play with. He just got to go for the 1-deeks. Both players currently over towards long, taking these ranged battles, and the rotation once again will come in from S-Tag, similar to what we saw previously, although they've actually got AWPs as well. This all one-shot weapons at the moment. Obviously, the Deeg you have to be a little bit more skillful with, but we'll see whether or not he's actually going to be able to do it. Mini's going to go for the peek. He'll spot out S-Tag. He's the one with the kit. He needs to be the one making the play. S-Tag denies. That's already going to be Sasuke running for the hills, and that will be a 6th round on the board for Trick. T-side starting to look pretty good, especially, you have to remember, moments ago, this was what, 6-0?
Yeah, real comeback from Trick. And that, I mean, while they do have a lot of resilience, they seem to be the kind of teams that choke under pressure a lot. I mean, aside from the Danish meme, it is a true factor coming into this team. So it's nice to see them not completely, falling over at the first green light of their chance to get back in. But it's whether they can continue it. Obviously, this is their map pick. They're going to need 6 rounds at least, hopefully 7 or 8 for their sake. But at the end of the day, DarkPassage, they've still got a map in their favor coming up, Cobble, which will be very, very difficult for Trick to really get anything on. Either way, pushing to B from the T side, it's going to be only Sask trying to rotate back into the connector, into this short area to try and deny it. But in the meantime, they've completely run over the site. Sturban, being the only defender, is already down. Woxic on that AWP now as his teammates dropped. He gets himself one onto Maeve. That's a counter AWP down, but still, it's not going to be a retakeable situation at all for DarkPassage.
One AWP on Woxic is going to be lost. Still doing a bit of damage with these pistols, but the economy is still very, very good for the Danes. And, well, Mini's actually just going to manage to escape with an AWP, so it's not bad overall, but the problem is it's now 8-7. Yes, they'll have a better by going into the last round, but the problem is this has already been a solid half for Trick. They're going to be happy going into that second half. This is their map pick. We expect them to do the work on the CT side, and, well, the only real positive for XDP is obviously this is them with a stand in the T side. Sometimes can work out a little bit better if you're just going for the sort of effective trade play. Maybe some individuals. Oh, Cillian. It's actually going to catch him right at the depth of the round.
Yeah, and now we see an equal scoreline finally. Great comeback so far. Trick looking to take the lead as well with an 8-7 for the end of the half. And obviously with DarkPassage not having an AWP, it's looking more and more likely that Trick with a far better economy is going to be possible here. Mini as well, only got a kit. The only kit for the team And Tricked, they're just going to go full BM straight into the B site. They go, no delay on this one. Mini throws down the smoke, but they've already snapped right through it. And Mini, he's going to have to hurry up and react. He's got to get himself a kill or two. He's getting overloaded with Molotovs, forced out towards the back of the site as well. The control from short coming in, the rotations interconnect, but Asilian, he gets the entry right through the smoke. There's so many Dark Passage players on the same site as well. The smokes are just completely putting everyone off guard in some sense. And Woxic, he's going to be able to at least line one up as Sturban supports as well. Asilian, that's the second kill of the round, looking for a bit more. Borb gets caught out, but he's still going to be able to react in time. Maeve takes down another, but it's all onto Woxic out of nowhere.
Yeah, it was very quick rotations coming in from the CT side, but as you said, the smoke wall sort of bamboozled everyone. No one really knew where the opposition was, and it seems like the T's have got a little bit lucky with the isolation of each of those players. Either way, Tricked with a magnificent comeback. 6-0 down, 8-7 half finish. And what looked like could have been a sort of decimation of the Danes has actually turned into a half win on the more difficult side of the map.
Exactly, and not the suspected scoreline really going into this one, even with DarkPassage not having a huge amount of experience on overpass. But we're just going to be waiting a second. Sturban's reconnecting to the server. Apparently an FPS problem, TeamSpeak problem as well. He's also got to go to the toilet. There's lots of things happening today. But
his dinner's ready,
Yeah, his dinner's ready.
Go downstairs. That mum shouting at him, all of that sort of stuff. But
yeah. Casual life of a professional player.
Yeah. Well, I know all about the struggles of being professional.
Yeah, I was about to say you're not very professional. You don't have a clue. And I was about to say Sturban's not professional either, as far as I'm aware, right? Because obviously he's with Standard. I don't think he's off any other team, at least not on HLTV, not a relevant team to that extent. Ooh. No Flame.
Oh, you never know. He could play for the third best team in Turkey.
Yeah, that's what I said. Not a relevant team.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
It's not a flavour, it's just a fact.
Yeah, it does look like Asilian's definitely showed up to play today, 16-9. I do think that if they can get him as a permanent addition to this team, it will definitely add a huge amount of value. Obviously, the person he's replacing had the sort of similar impact on the team, so if they could maybe both come back, forget your differences. He's not going to be able to play for anyone else until January anyway. You might as well use him, guys. Try and win yourself something. Do a little bit better in these online tournaments. Obviously, maybe if he comes back, they could even get somewhere further in this LAN of it. Like, obviously, this is all a sort of open qualification. There's 16 teams that can go through to the second stage, where another, I think, 8 will be added in. So
look at this aggression. Sorry to cut you off, but Asilian just pushed all the way up long. Borob, he's going to get the opening kill. Asilian very damaged as well, and mini entries up onto him. The nade's going to fly in from Hundon, but he's still not able to take another frag. Back in the favour of Tricked. Bomb site going to be under control of DarkPassage almost, and the smoke going out and upper, that's going to render S-Tag completely useless from this position. DarkPassage had the mad advantage, and they should have the site, assuming they can take down Hundon.
Mako spamming away. Not quite able to connect any of his shots. It is still going to be the 4v3, but there he does. Finally gets the one tap. Another will come in for Sasuke, and he finishes off the round. It is going to be another pistol going the way of DarkPassage. Now, they started the last one very, very strong. Can they do the same and get their lead back, I guess?
I mean, there's a chance, but at this point, let's just see how it goes, right? I'm not a fan of predictions after yesterday. It was so up and down. It was so mentally scarring. I was right, but it was still mentally scarring along the way, so I'm just going to stay away from my predictions for the time being. But already Tricked a bit of aggression. They've got a majority stack over towards A for the time being with these pistols, and just looking for some open. This is going to be Maeve to push up towards long. Only a USP, obviously been saving for that AWP, and Mako, he's very, very close. He's going to push out, but no one notices him. Maeve gets himself a free kill. He's still not been traded. Eventually goes down to Mako. Now Asilian and Borup, last two standing. But yeah, I guess to talk about Asilian as well is you got to look at the fact that I feel like Asilian is one of those players that's better than the level on Tricked, but not as good as the level on Heroic. And there's no like middle ground between Tricked and Heroic. It goes, Astralis, then it goes North, then Heroic, then Tricked, and there's no middle team he can join. So, Heroic are in no need for a roster change, and I doubt they'll be able to get one as well.
Well, they've already got one coming, haven't they?
Yeah.
Quite a long way away though.
In a year or so, but they're in no need for a roster change other than Yugi, right? So Asilian's kind of just going to be stuck on Tricked for the time being, I think, which could be, you know, I don't want to bash on Tricked or anything, but I feel like he's better than them.
Saying that God Hunden isn't good enough. Either way, Asilian, well, speak of the devil, he shall appear. She's going to be throwing the smoke onto the bomb. That will help him out with an opportunity. They have brought this round back quite heavily considering what was actually invested. And Asilian looking like he's just going to try and save the rifle. I wonder if he can get far enough away from this bomb. May just about be able to do it. Nope. Doesn't keep the AK. That's unfortunate. But either way, that is a very costly round. There wasn't a whole lot invested. In fact, I think Hunden was actually saving some money as well, so only really 3 players actually invested in Kevlar. So to actually drop it down to 1 player, all rifles gone, only a UMP saved, that's a nice little round coming out from Trick. Not gonna go full ham like we saw yesterday with Pride actually investing in the 3rd round, but they are going to be going into that 4th with quite a bit of money and the potential to do quite a lot of damage. And look at the buy that's coming in.
Yeah.
MP7.
So I know, I don't get why people ever buy the MP7. I'm yet to understand, but
Best gun in the
maybe
game.
Maybe it's just a preference thing, right? You don't like the UMP, you want to go for that MP7. Not sure. Bit of an investment, but not good about it. Tricked are all on the flank here, coming out through A, the early on aggression to push up, and they are going to just get caught out as they try and re-enter back into this B site. Nice spray from Roxic, so much damage. It's going to be able to turn it into a kill as well. Bob goes down, S-Tag going to be the last man standing, and they know exactly where he is. They will be chasing heavily, and so much money found for DarkPassage that round. They really paid off those
Roxic,
UMPs.
yeah. 4 kills coming in from him. He's going to hit the 8 grand mark. Now, obviously, we saw today HLTV talking about the sort of statistics of how commonly that gun actually comes into play, and it is really true. I think the highest percentage of teams using the Galil was something like 7%. I think that was flip side, so it is a very, very common SMG. I don't know if we'll ever see a change to that. I do quite like the fact that you can do it, but at the same time, 1250 to bring in almost as effective as a rifle is a little bit worrying. We're up. So close to getting 2 kills. They are actually going to go pushing through the smoke, even with the low HP. Woxic has himself his trusty AWP, but I don't think they've realized how much damage they've actually done. 2 players now with 50 HP between them. Already 3 players onto the site. A rotation has come in as well from S-Tag. He'll take over Heaven, but it doesn't matter. 2 quick entry kills come in for the T side. Nice start to the round. Hunden going to be looking to try and trade something back. Maybe able to deny the plant, and that's exactly what he'll do.
Really good impact as well. Stays alive, but maybe a bit too overexposed. However, he'll make it work. Drop to Maiko as well. His teammates supporting from the pit. And Stubborn's so low with only a Galil as well. He's not even able to get that one shot off. It's going to be difficult here. Woxic has to go pretty huge, and he's not even checking his right angle. That's where the majority of the players are. S-Tag looking like he wants to peek up from the barrels, and he will. Now Stubborn just cornered. I'm going to get over on as well. Tricked another round for them. 9 on the board. Their first of this half as well. DarkPassage, no bomb plant. That could be an issue. They can still buy, but it's not going to be the best buy in the world.
Yeah, I'm always intrigued when you see like teams go for a little bit of a bonus with some of the weapons they have and then have like an AWP in there. Especially if like the strategy they did is like, let's go aggressive through a smoke on B. It's like, how does that benefit Woxic with the AWP at all? It almost puts him at a disadvantage trying to get in close and personal. Either way, he's not going to have that in this round anyway. And they are playing a much more default setup, waiting for any aggression from the CT side. Obviously, they've now got the AWP, full rifles on the board with all the utility necessary, so not expecting them to go for anything too much. And the big problem as well for DarkPassage, that was actually quite a hefty hit to their economy. They don't have a whole lot of nades.
Not at all. The lack of AWP being obviously as influential as that as well. DarkPassage, they're just establishing the default. We have S-Tag pushed up a bit aggressively towards long, and I like this position as well. The issue is, if you have 4x3 or even 16x9, you won't be able to see that close right corner. A player could just sneak around there. You know, typically they'll flash that position anyway, and he won't be blinded, assumingly, but still, this could be very dangerous. Either way, he's just holding close, waiting for the head to pop up. Sasuke, very, very close, going to make himself known. Not able to connect the shot. There we go. S-Tag finally gets him. Now he knows there's a second player, but Maiko quick on the trigger. He's going to be able to trade. Still a 1-for-1. He's going to be favouring DarkPassage, but Maiko's very low, so this could come back to haunt them here. Again, so much utility wasted just getting that long control. The Molotovs and smokes go out. And look, they have a double smoke and a flash left here on DarkPassage, but oh no. Mini.
And Stubborn as well. Dual timing on that one. I feel like Hunden was literal seconds from actually catching a player out. Maeve will try and boost himself up, but misses the shot as well. This round has quickly turned into the favor of ex-DP, and by the looks of things, Tricked want absolutely nothing to do with it. Can't blame them too much. Mako's still around that area. Maeve too quick on the trigger. However, will mean he's going to lose out. But, well, actually, again, looking at the economy, they've only won 1 round, Trick. This is going to be that hard reset onto them. They'll keep the 2 weapons. But other than that, not going to be a good buy coming in the next round. The only real reason to go for anything in the next is the fact that there's not going to be a whole lot of money on XDP either.
Indeed, I was surprised to even see DarkPassage pick up that round, to be honest. I mean, with the utility and the way that the picks are going early on, didn't seem like it was going to be theirs to take. However, you see, surprising us. But looking at the economy, at least, of Tricked, as you said. Eco, yeah, I don't know. They couldn't really do anything with this. Maybe can drop a rifle, but that is it. So, oh, they're actually going to go for the buy. I'm not sure if I like this though. Triple UMP.
Look at all those imps.
This is the meta buy, Tom. This is the meta.
This is interesting. That's the word I'm going to use. We'll see whether it pays off. Obviously, I spoke about the idea that the economy could be reset if they manage to pull off this round. They still have the AWP going into this one. In the next, they would have only had an extra $1,900. That could have meant a few more rifles, but that's also gambling on the idea of actually being able to save into the next round. So I'm not really sure it would have been worth the idea. Either way, it is going to be 11-9, and we're going to have this interesting force coming in from the CTs.
Yeah, DarkPassage looking for the entry. A stag will get dropped. Nice return kills, though. That was very, very quick on the trigger for Tricked. They're able to instantly turn it back into a 3-on-3. And right as DarkPassage try and exit through that stairwell, they just get completely shut down. There's only going to be a couple of players left now on either side. That will still give the favourable position to DarkPassage, and they'll make their positions known very fast into B. They go. Borup, only man to defend. Maeve has to hurry up and rotate. Hunden, he's already in position over towards the CT spawn, and this is a good job from DarkPassage. They're expending a lot of the nades from the Trick defense without actually using too many of their own, making a lot of footsteps, throwing in the flashbangs, forcing out the counter mollies from Hunden. Maeve still even over towards EA site, so unless Hunden or Borup individually go very big, well, now it's all down to Borup. This is going to be the round for DarkPassage, surely, right? Borup, he's rounding the angle, not able to stop the plant. What's he going to be able to defend his teammate, but Maeve, he comes back in with one AWP shot. Almost takes down Sasuke there through the box. He's still got 2 more to deal with.
Going to get close and personal. I don't think he knows the position of Mako, but there is still a good opportunity. Unfortunately, he misses the shot. Not going to be able to capitalize, and that AWP is going to fall into the hands of the T's. And now, well, after that risky buy doesn't pay off, they're actually in a bit of a predicament. They're likely to lose this next round, then they'll have the buy coming in, but then DarkPassage are getting ever closer to that looming first map victory.
Yeah, this is getting quite scary for Tricked. And with the only single investment, again, you've got to look at this round and realistically go, it's probably out here for Tricked. If they can grab even a rifle or two or save it, that's going to be their aim. You know, anything is going to be great for them. And Hunden, he's going to open it up at least, gets himself an AK dropped, but again, no armor to support it on any of the players. He's just dropping over a CZ to a Cillian. He's keeping that AK. He earned it. That's his now. The god indeed, as he rotates back in towards the B site. Cillian continuing the aggression that his teammate left off. And this is a really good position. If DarkPassage try and regain control of this lower angle, Cillian could easily take down a player.
Either way, plenty of time for ex-DP to actually make their move. A little bit of a crossfire set up on long. B site looking fairly empty, but that's mainly because of Cillian's position. They just feel, okay, he can probably hear them moving the other direction. Already, though, it will only be S-Tag left on long. He's going to have to hit some nutty shots if he's going to get anything done. Does manage a dink at least onto Sasuke, so potential for a little bit more damage coming in. Hunden, the rifle will achieve nothing. And now, it is only Borup left on the site. Couple of low players. If he could just get a couple of shots into even the body, it will be enough to actually take down some players. Obviously, the economy is not great on the XDP side, so a lot for him to possibly achieve. It's actually going to catch one through the smoke. So that's nice for him. Cillian now rotating in from behind, looking for some weaponry. Mako very low on HP, but pre-fires the angle, gets the shot done, and that's going to be 13-9.
Now this is the last buy for Tricked, really, if they're going to pick up this map, or at least try to. DarkPassage win this round. We're going to be going to 14, and Tricked are going to be on eco, and then DarkPassage are, you know, basically essentially on 15 if Tricked force, and even if they don't force, their buy is not going to be, you know, the best thing in the world. Either way, Trick to not out of this one. Let's not say it too early, but this is going to be the most important round for them as of yet. Maeve on that AWP, no armor, and at DarkPassage, they're just going to try and ruin the economy by charging into B. Lots of nades coming in from the CT side, though. That is going to do a lot of considerable damage here. But obviously, with only Maiko holding off to the short, the rest of them pushing it through long, this could be a good push for DarkPassage. Trick, though, going to lose out on a man early on. Mini just dives in through the Molotov there, gets himself out as well. Bomb should be planted. Maiko holds a rotation in through the connector. Mini still playing close to the smoke. There's a reposition towards barrels, but Bob, he's going to get overrun. Still not dead, though. He's 16 HP, and he only gets one before he falls, so that's still fairly good. Maeve, though, he knows the pressure on this round. He can't afford to save. He has to try and go for it.
Yeah, Woxic will be there to finish him off, and after what looked like a great start to the round, utility of nades was very, very good. Nobody actually took advantage of it. We didn't see anybody peek. We didn't see anybody go for just sort of the YOLO play to try and take them all down, and, well, now we talk about that predicament. It does look like at this point, Tricked are going to be playing for that OT. Not going to risk the round this time. I like that. A lot of teams would have gone for the buy in this sort of scenario to try and stop XDP from getting to match point, but they're content that they can bring things back with the rifles. For now, though, it is just going to be another pistol round, and XDP looking solid on this T-side. Only one CT round coming in for Tricked on a map that they picked.
Yeah, not good at all. Their T-side was very, very decent, but starting to falter on this half. Nice opener, but Woxic's already holding the angle. He can hear the footsteps. Hunter's not hiding today. And yeah, that is the issue. You've got to worry about Trick. This is exactly the same as their T-side on Nuke, essentially. They are just getting nothing done. I'm looking at this map, Tom, and going, there is a very good chance we could be seeing a 2-0.
Well, yeah, Cobble has been a very good map, at least online, for DP, but we're not done quite yet. Another kill will actually come in from Maeve. Still unable to retrieve any of the weaponry. We will see a push from Mini. He's actually going to open up the B site. Now, there's already two players in very good positions to actually flank him. And I wonder if we'll see anything from Asilian just hiding in the corner. May actually be able to catch out the bomb. I think he's hearing the rotation as it comes in. They're not going to expect anybody to be this close. Mini peeks out, still manages to win the duel. And now it is all down to Maeve. The round restored to a bit of normality. And now we're going to have the last-ditch effort from Trick to try and save this map. They're going to have to win 6 rounds in a row to do so. Well, I wonder whether they have the stomach for it.
Well, as we all know, Tom, resilience isn't something that Tricked are great at, as we learned from the last map last night. You know, they had their issues. They had a lot of match points that they threw away, and now we get to the complete opposite of them having the match points against them. I don't know how well they'll be able to carry this back into a 15-15, but obviously it's still on the cards here. They've got a goodbye. Maeve on the AWP going to be posted up as well over towards long, and we maybe see Sasuke walk into this, although Maeve misses a shot. That's huge. Estag, he does deny Sasuke's entry, but Mako, he trades, and you know, this could be a favorable position for Tricked if Maeve hit that first shot. Fortunately for him, it's not going to go that way, but Sturban looking ready to potentially walk into this angle. It's going to be Maeve actually to peek out for the fight. He's looking for a little bit more. The timing, though, this is so unlucky. He doesn't realize they're so close on the left. Oh, no, Sturban. He's going to get himself a free kill. Hundam close over in the toilets. Mini's going to check it, though. Another one for the side of DarkPassage, and we're looking at 16 rounds very, very close ahead.
Yeah, it's all down to 2. Asilian has been very quiet in this second half. He got 16 kills in the first. He's only on 2 in this second, and I think the difference is clear. Hunden not having a particularly good game either. He was much better yesterday in that final map, was actually right near the top of the board. Asilian, can he catch out Woxic, however? He's using the rifle. He's going to be able to get around, and that's actually a kill coming in for him. The only problem is he is on the wrong side, looking like he may get the AWP just based on the amount of HP that he actually has in play. But Barup is going to have to be the man to make the play. And with any HP, and Mako just goes straight through the smoke. Asilian with an almost impossible clutch situation to try and bring this map out. Not holding the right angle. XDP, hey, you got to stand in. It does not matter. They are going to win this one. And in quite good fashion as well. Only losing 1 round on the T side.
Yeah, that is really impressive. And obviously the standing not really showing up. No blame to him. Obviously, he only went 10 and 14, but he wasn't really the man who needed to show up. They didn't even need, you know, a dominant 5th player in the role of Calyx. You know, they just stomped over Tricked. Very easy job for them, obviously. But that is a great map to see. At least them taking it off of Trick, considering it was Trick's map pick. But we are going to be seeing Cobble come up next, which is DP's map pick, which will be a lot more of a dangerous affair, I can imagine. 2-0 is looking likely, but can Trick prevail Hail after the break.